All right. Testing, testing. Hi, this is Liz, and welcome to Thursday. Today is Hulu recommendation day. Um, Again, not exactly my favorite streaming service, although I think I've told you all that the reason Prime has my heart is all of the weird, strange things that I can't recommend to you, kind people. But Hulu, think, still is a really good variety. And actually, there is some great news right now that if you do have Hulu, you know that you can always get different add ons for different premium pay channels. And HBO has decided to just make all of their stuff. You can either stream it for free on their site or you can, just access it for free via Hulu. So there's HBO stuff available now. If you want to be disappointed, see if season 8 of Game of Thrones is on there. My little editorializing. So my picks for today, again, wide variety of stuff: documentaries, westerns, music. Let's see what we have. The first I'm going to recommend is Whitney. And this is the 2018 documentary about Whitney Houston, who, I mean, her personal life aside, probably one of the greatest voices of the past 30, 40 years. The woman could sing. And I really didn't know too much about her outside of when I was young and lived in Camp Lejeune. They would always play her Star Spangled Banner before every movie. And then as I got older, her private life eclipsed her talent. But it was a very eye opening documentary to watch. And there's a point in it that's makes you a little uncomfortable. It's they're talking about her drug abuse and they do interview members of her family and friends, and one of them just said, like, this woman was sick, why is this funny to you? And I think that kind of hit home a bit. I think we all kind of see people who are celebrities as almost as just entertainers rather than human, and I think that's where the documentary Whitney succeeds. It shows you that behind this entertainer, there was a real person here. And unfortunately, her demons got the best of her. On to something a bit more, high spirited. I'm going to recommend the remake of True Grit. This was directed by the Coen brothers in 2010. Jeff Bridges. This was the debut of, don't know if she's still a teen actress, but Haley Steinfeld, who is absolutely fantastic as the young girl in this lead. And yes, it's a remake. I'm sure a lot of people know the John Wayne film, but as I've said, there can be good remakes, and I think the Coen Brothers 2 Grit is a great example of a good remake. If anything, I think it might actually be better than the John Wayne version. I would say at the very least, it's better directed. Because my brother's a Western fan, I've seen the John Wayne version. It's good, but the Coen Brothers as directors are just in a completely different class. On to a film that came out last year, not seen a lot, but I think this definitely has the ability to be sort of a crowd pleaser. It's Wild Rose, starring Jessie Buckley. You've probably seen her. She had a bit role in Judy, and she was in Beast, which came out a few years ago. She's a great English actress. She was also on the Chernobyl miniseries. She plays a Scottish woman, just got out of prison, but she dreams of being a country star. It's got a lot of heart, and just Jessie Buckley anchors this film. She also sings a lot in it. If you want a smile on your face and just a nice feeling in your heart, Wild Rose is a great watch. Similar vein, and also an English film, Finding Your Feet. This stars Imelda Staunton, who probably stateside, most people know her as Dolores Umbridge from the Harry Potter movies. She's also in this fantastic Mike Leigh film called Vera Drake. She stars as an old woman. She finds out her husband's cheating on her, so just to kind of pick her spirits up, she goes dancing and just kind of learns to find herself again via dance. It also stars Joanna Lumley, who British TV fans will know her as Patsy from Absolutely Fabulous. Again, perfectly nice way to pass the time, nothing extremely heavy. Just a sweet little film. Another one, Blinded by the Light, came out this past year. A British movie, but about a Pakistani Brit. Someone who finds sort of himself through the music of Bruce Springsteen. So if you're a Bruce Springsteen fan, definitely check this movie out. Onto some foreign features. Let the Sun Shine In. This is directed by Claire Denis. I think I've recommended one of her films before. I think I recommended High Life. This is definitely more accessible than High Life. This is just about a Parisian artist trying to find love. She's middle aged. It's Juliette Binoche. I love Claire Denis. I think she's a great director. And this is just, it's a very nice film. And I think sometimes I just like seeing movies about older people because I'm like, oh, they've actually lived life and they have stories to tell. It's a little bit more interesting than a 20 something. But that's just because I'm getting old. The next one will be directed by my pick of the week last week, Bong Joon-ho's The Host. So this is not The Host with Saoirse Ronan. This is the 2007 monster movie directed by the man who directed and just won an Oscar for directing Parasite. Bong Joon-ho's got range, guys. I would actually put this is a monster movie for people who don't like monster movies. So it's not like Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's more akin to Jaws, where yes, there's a monster, but there's also a lot of human drama, and there's characters that you actually want to connect with and root for. So highly recommended. It has a Song Kang-ho, which is one of my favorite actors working today. And I would say this, if you liked Parasite and you want to see what else this guy's directed, on Hulu you have an opportunity to watch another one of his films. Another foreign film I will recommend. This is animated, but I am going to give you the caveat, definitely not for children. It's the t-shirt I'm wearing. Akira. Or Akira, that's how they pronounce it in Japan. This is a very personal movie for me. So my boyfriend was thinking about getting a tattoo recently, and he said if he got anything, it would be Godzilla. Because when he grew up, he liked watching Godzilla, but that led him into like anime cons and stuff, and he's like, I met so many people because of this, and I feel the same way about Akira. I saw this movie when I was a teenager, and much to the, dislike of my wallet, because that's where all my babysitting money went, I got really into anime and manga. And I have friends that I still have to this day. So definitely a film that's close to my heart. It is a visual marvel. And there's some critics, I believe it was Kim Newman, he's a British film critic. He said this movie's so influential that he said, if there was no Akira, there'd be no Matrix. That is how important it is in like the cyberpunk entry for that genre. And it also helped a lot of people in the West see, oh, the stuff coming out of Japan isn't just giant robots. They can tell stories for adults. They can tell intricate sci-fi stories. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm definitely going to say that. But if you are someone who likes animation or you're into anime and you haven't seen this, I would recommend it because for people my age, this was one of the 5 anime we had at Blockbuster, and we were just like, well, this is all we got. I guess we'll be happy with it. But I just think even if you don't like it, I would just go look up stills. This was hand-done cells. I think the animation 30 plus years down the line since this was made in 88, I think it looks better than animated movies that were made a few years ago. So completely holds up. On to just 2 more recommendations. The first is, these are both HBO, so it's limited time, but I'm going to say Detective Pikachu, an absolute delight. Speaking of anime, I mean, we all like to credit Akira with bringing anime over, but we all know that deep down it was Pokemon that brought it all over here. I think it's got a lot of charm. I mean, Ryan Reynolds voices Pikachu. It's a nice little mystery. It's also got a nice little, family component. And, I mean, Pokemon are adorable. So it's got a lot of humor, it's got a lot of heart, and I think it's one of those both adults and kids will like it. Definitely better to watch with your kids than Akira. The other one I'm going to recommend, which is pretty much my pick of the day, is the TV series Succession. So again, this is limited time because it's an HBO series. I at first had no interest in this show because just looking at the posters and the adverts, I'm like, oh, this is another, wealthy people and their problems. And then I watched it. And I realized, oh, this show knows absolutely how awful these people are and how growing up extremely wealthy has made them just unable to be decent people. And it's a I wouldn't say it's akin to like Veep, but it's very akin to like definitely those British shows where they're very in on the like I would say in the thick of it, which is actually an Armando Iannucci show. But it is a family drama. It's a corporate comedy. You will laugh. You will have, I would say, pity for some characters, but I don't think you'll root for any of them. And to be fair, some people, if they can't root for a character, they don't want to watch the show. But me, I don't know. I just love watching Brian Cox yell at everybody. But it is a great. It's one of the best dramas on TV, and the acting and the writing are absolutely top notch. So I would say check out Succession. Hopefully you will like it, and you'll be pleasantly surprised as I am. Also, I'm just going to say if you have yet to watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire or Parasite, hey, they're on Hulu. Please watch them. Two of the best movies that have come out in the past year. So I'll see you tomorrow for Freebie Friday, and hopefully you will enjoy your day. Bye.